Welcome to Mindful Moments. Nourish your mind on the go. This audio uses AI narration to present our original book analysis. Today we're diving deep into Hidden Brilliance by Dr. Lincoln Kogel and Claire LaZebnik. It challenges how we see intelligence, particularly in those on the autism spectrum. So I know you shared this book with us. I'm guessing you're interested in moving past those standard tests and into discovering those unique strengths, right?
You're right on. And what I think makes this book so interesting is the authors themselves. You have Dr. Kogel. She brings decades of experience in autism intervention. And then LaZebnik, as a parent of a child on the spectrum, offers this really personal perspective. So it's not just theory here. It's rooted in real-life experience.
Yeah, that combination definitely comes through. I think one of the things that struck me was how Hidden Brilliance really takes apart this idea of like a one-size-fits-all definition of intelligence.
It's crucial. Like, imagine a child who struggles with a typical IQ test, but can build these incredibly complex structures. The book argues that we're often using the wrong tools to measure intelligence.
So what's the alternative? What are these hidden strengths the book talks about?
So think about a child who's seemingly fixated on trains. What might look like a simple obsession could actually be a window into a deeper understanding of systems, spatial reasoning, maybe even engineering concepts, or a child who memorizes every single flag in the world. That's not just memorization. It could show a passion for geography, history, culture.
It's about recognizing those passions as potential pathways to learning, not just quirks.
Exactly. This actually leads into another core idea in the book, the importance of communication, especially verbal communication.
I know some people might push back on that a bit, saying that focusing so much on verbal skills might discourage other strengths, like visual thinking or hands-on problem solving. How does the book address that?
They acknowledge those other valuable communication methods, but make a really strong argument for prioritizing verbal skills from a very young age. Even if those alternative methods are also being used, they argue that verbal communication is essential for unlocking so many other areas of development. It allows individuals to express their needs, build relationships, advocate for themselves, participate more fully in the world.
So it's not about forcing everyone into a single mold, but recognizing the power of verbal communication as a foundation.
Exactly. And the book gives some really practical strategies to achieve this, always focusing on using the child's interests as motivation. For example, if a child loves dinosaurs, you can use that to introduce new words, encourage them to ask questions, start conversations.
It's much more engaging than just flashcards.
Absolutely. The book's all about finding those points of connection, making learning meaningful and fun.
Okay, let's be realistic though. Many parents reading this are likely dealing with challenging behaviors, meltdowns, aggression. How does Hidden Brilliance handle these issues?
It takes a really insightful approach. It encourages us to see those behaviors, not as problems to be punished, but as communication attempts.
So instead of trying to just stop the behavior, we need to figure out what they're trying to tell us.
Exactly. Is it sensory? Are they trying to escape a stressful situation? Is it a difficult transition? Once you understand why, you can start teaching different behaviors, ones that are more effective and appropriate. So like a child who throws things when they're frustrated, you could teach them to say, break, or ask for a break. It gives them a way to communicate that need without being disruptive.
Yeah, it's like you're giving them a new language to express themselves.
Exactly. And the book goes beyond just individual behaviors, looking at things like environmental changes, priming, and even self-management strategies.
Do you give some examples?
Of course. Environmental manipulations could be simple things, like dimming the lights if a child's sensitive to that, or noise-canceling headphones in a loud space.
So it's about being proactive, creating a supportive environment.
Yes. And then there's priming. That's about preparing a child for something that could be challenging. Like if transitions are hard, you might explain what's going to happen, maybe use visuals, or even practice the transition beforehand.
It's setting them up for success.
Right. And then you have self-management strategies. Those help children learn to manage their own behavior. The book actually walks you through creating a whole program, from choosing behaviors to target to setting goals.
Right.
And using rewards.
You mentioned working with schools and advocating for your child's needs. Is that a big focus in Hidden Brilliance?
Definitely. It really stresses how important it is for parents to be informed advocates. It talks about navigating IEPs, making sure the child's needs are met, and even pushing for evidence-based teaching methods, like pivotal response treatment. That focuses on motivation and natural learning.
Makes sense. But what about when parents face pushback from the school? How does the book say to handle that?
It gives practical tips for talking with school staff really emphasizing collaboration, documentation, and being persistent. It also says to seek outside help if needed, from advocacy groups or even legal professionals.
Sounds like a roadmap for navigating that whole world of special education.
It is, and remember, Hidden Brilliance doesn't just look at education. It's about quality of life for both the child and the whole family.
That's something that resonates with me. It's so easy to get lost in those day-to-day challenges and forget to celebrate the joys, the unique gifts, that hidden brilliance that our kids bring.
I agree. It reminds us to focus on building a supportive community, educating people about autism, and inclusion in all aspects of life. It also really stresses self-care for parents and caregivers, finding support groups, doing things you enjoy, even taking a few quiet moments. Those are all important for your well-being and to build resilience.
As a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. And Hidden Brilliance gives you the tools not only to run that marathon, but to find the joy in it too.
This book, it really feels like it's about more than just autism. It's like a call to rethink how we see intelligence overall.
Absolutely. Hidden Brilliance pushes us to go beyond those old ways of defining intelligence, like test scores or academic achievements.
Right. It's recognizing that brilliance comes in so many forms.
Yeah.
And we all have unique strengths to offer.
Exactly. And this idea of hidden brilliance applies to everyone, not just those on the spectrum. Think about the quiet person who sees patterns others miss, or the creative thinker with those outside-the-box solutions. These are all forms of intelligence that often go unnoticed.
So how do we change that? How do we build a society that truly embraces all kinds of minds and values all those different forms of intelligence?
It starts with awareness, with questioning our own biases about what intelligence means and what success looks like. It's about creating spaces where everyone feels comfortable expressing themselves and sharing their talents.
Shifting from focusing on what's missing to what's there, from limits to possibilities.
Exactly. And Hidden Brilliance shows us how to do that, not just for parents and teachers, but for anyone wanting a more inclusive world.
This has been such a fascinating deep dive into hidden brilliance. It's definitely challenged my own thinking.
Yeah.
And given me a whole new appreciation for the potential we all have.
It's a powerful message. I hope it resonates with everyone listening.
If you're intrigued by what you've heard today, I encourage you to check out Hidden Brilliance yourself. We've included a link in the description where you can buy the book and really dive into these ideas. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to Mindful Moments for more deep dives like this one. Keep nourishing your mind on the go.